friends, Nibs again. Out here in the garage tonight doing a little bit of shooting, a little bit of plinking. And I wanted to do a review for you guys on this new Crosman model 137 pistol that I just picked up. You guys saw I did an unboxing on it the other day, and or a mail call for it the other day, and it wasn't working, and it was missing a couple of parts, and I was able to tear it down. And luckily, last time I ordered some parts from Henry Ford, I asked him to send me a couple of extra of the common things that are wrong in these kind of, well, the same parts that go in this go in the older 760s as well, and a couple of other guns too. So I asked him to send me a couple of spares, and he did. So the main part that was wrong in this one was a part that's called the quad seal, which goes in the exhaust valve. So these are what they call a self-cocker. And in the back of the valve, there is a little exhaust valve with the quad seal in it, and that seal is around the end of the little valve inside there, the little pressure chamber. And as you pump it up, it builds more pressure, and that valve actually pushes back against the sear. And then once you get your 4, 5, 8 pumps, maximum of 8 pumps from what I've read, once you get that pumped up, that pressure is pushing against the sear. When you pull the trigger, it moves the sear out of the way, and the valve flies backwards. The air comes up and shoots out the pellet. So that quad seal needs to be sealed around the end of that valve, and it's a very common failure item in these things. So I asked him to send me over a couple extra. I think he sent me 4 extra quad seals, and it wasn't technically bad, but it was pretty hard. It was still making some air, but the pump cup was also, like I said, kind of hard. It wasn't crumbly yet, but I had a couple extras of those, so I put a new pump cup in here as well, and it's making some good air now. And so one of the other things that was missing was the safety ball and spring. So a piece of number 7 lead shot down inside there works good for the ball. Really nice and kind of slippery too. And then I learned this little trick for making varying size springs. Actually took the pen, a spring out of a click pen, and it's too big to go down inside there, but if you take that wire, I stretched it out, and then I took this is a little dental pick, and I actually wrapped that wire around the small shaft of the dental pick and wrapped it, got it to more than the length I need, and then I snipped off both ends and got it right, and it fit right down inside there. So that spring is just above the actual safety here, and it's held in place by this actual air tube. So somebody had taken it apart, and it's a very common thing. If you're not paying attention, when you take the grip off of this, that piece will get lost. The other thing that was missing was the rear sight, and I did a halfway decent job of fashioning up a new one. Let's see, I've got so this is a 137. I've got my 130 here. There is the 130 sight, so it's a pretty close proximity of the two, of the same one. Gets the job done. This thing is really accurate. really accurate. So a little rundown on the history of the model 130 series. So they started out like this. This is a model 130, the first version of it. Has an aluminum breech, and this one here, you actually have to cock this hammer here, and then you start pumping, and then this one's not working right, by the way, fair warning, but it works sort of, but I just can't get the I don't think the pressure's building up in the valve, so I'm going to send that one over to Henry Ford. He's an expert. I'll let him do it. But so they had that one. You can tell that by several features. First of all, the aluminum breech, and then it would have a wooden pump handle, which I kind of really like instead of the metal ones. And then finally, the very early ones had metal or these nice wooden grip panels on there, and then they shortly went over to plastic. Now they switched over to Series 2, and they started making the Model 130 in the Series 2, and now this one has a steel breech. It has a formed steel pump handle, and also the black plastic grip panels. Pretty much works about the same inside, except for that cocking knob. And then they came out with the 137 at the same time as the 130. This only ran for a couple of years though, and are very hard to find, especially in nice condition like this one. This one had a little bit of rust on it, but it wasn't too bad, and a little bit of brass wool, and I was able to clean that off, and it's just got some nice patina now. So but let's go ahead and play around with it. So this is a 137, a Crosman 137, and we don't want to mistake it for the Benjamin 137, which was also made around the same time, actually for quite a long time past what the Crosman 137 was. But we're going to go ahead, and I'm having some trouble with my chronograph right now. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I need to contact Caldwell's tech support and see if there's anything they can help me out with. I've tried a new cord, I've tried a new lightning adapter, I've put new batteries in the chronograph. It reads fine on its front display, but it won't show anything on the chronograph or the Caldwell app on either of my phones. I've got an iPhone 10 and an iPhone 12, and neither one of them will display the feet per second anymore. So I'm not sure. If anybody's got any suggestions, let me know down below. But let's go ahead and do a couple numbers across the chronograph, and we'll go ahead and I don't know why that one's running the so I'm using the Meister Coogan 7 greens. I like to use these 7 green pellets in all of the 177s that I do run chronograph numbers for. And that way we'll always have the same benchmark as far as what pellet I used. So 419, not a bad number from one of these guns. I think it's probably the highest one I've gotten from one of these pumpers, you know, other than I think the 1377 probably does better, but and I do know I pumped that last one 10 times. You're only supposed to do 8. I only did 8 this time, and I'll bet I'll have just the same number. So let's go ahead and see. So 407, a little bit lower. Let's do one more, and then we'll move on. Really like these pumpers, are just so much fun. This thing is so accurate. Of course, now that I'm saying that, when I actually do the 416, so pretty average, about right around a 415 average. So that's pretty powerful. I did the Benjamin at 8 pumps as well, and that one was right around 405. The 22 caliber ones, they're down in the high 200s, low 300s, so not even coming close to that. So let me get my Lyman trigger gauge here. We'll play with it. We'll test that real quick, and then we'll move on to do some groups. Feels like a nice trigger on this thing. So go ahead and stop the camera. That's kind of a pain to not have that app working for the Caldwell, but so I did 4 pumps. So 1 pound, 12.7 ounces. So now I want to try to go up to 8 pumps and see what kind of oh, I went to 10 again, darn it. It's not bad though, 2 pounds 9 ounces. I did the same test with one of my 760s that's a self-cocker, and that one was very heavy when you got up to those higher pumps. So and they work the same way, so I'm not sure exactly why this one's so much better. But all right, so I'm gonna pause the camera. I'm gonna get set up on my target downrange, and then I'll be right back with you, and we'll do a couple of groups and we'll wrap this up. Alrighty, I'm back. I got my camera running on 2 of the Splatterburst targets downrange. I'd like to thank Splatterburst for sending over the targets we're using on the channel. And if you go to their website and use the code JACE10 when you check out, JACE10, you'll get a 10% discount. So let's go ahead and shoot a couple of groups. First one I'm going to shoot is with the Meisterkuggens 7-grain pellet, and then I'll try it with a nice budget-friendly daisy wad cutter. But this gun really seems to like these daisies a lot. So alrighty, here we go. I did put my orange drop of nail polish on there, so I can actually see the sight. It's a really good shooting gun. I like shooting these pump-up guns, slow and steady. It's not, rapid fire, bap, 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 but just taking your time and pumping it up, and no hurry. These really remind me of the good old Crosman 760s. They work very similar. Matter of fact, the mechanism inside is pretty darn much the same as the original 760. The pump cup and all of the valve seals are identical. Alrighty, so there's a good looking group from the Meisterkuggens. Let's go ahead and shoot a couple from the Daisy clan here. These daisies, I believe, are right around a 7.4 grain. Still got a little A little tickle in my throat. I don't know what's going on with that. I've been doing pretty good the last couple years with allergies. Maybe this year's going to be a worse allergy year. I don't know. Doing pretty good with these daisies too. Not too bad for a homemade sight. One big ragged hole. Alright, I'm going to do one more and then we'll wrap it up. Hope you guys stuck around till the end. A little bit longer than I normally go, but I think it was worth it to take a little bit deeper dive and show you guys the different variations in the series and different time frames. Oh, I pulled that one a little high. Oh boy. Oh well. That was a flinch by me. That wasn't the gun. But there you go. There is my new Crosman 137. It came in kind of a mystery. I thought it was going to be a 137 based on the pictures online, but the eBay seller had it listed as the title in the description was listed as a Crosman 2300T. So. But I saw the pictures and I'm pretty sure it wasn't that, and it turns out it was a nice 137, which I want a 2300T, but I'm happier that it was a 137. So but anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.